Um, I am Vasudha Sharma, and I'm here with the third episode of When You Meet a Leader. I am a best-selling author, and I'm also speaker and a coach. In addition to that, I'm a founder of nonprofit Voice of Planet. I have a very special guest today with me, Renée Marino. Renée Marino is a professional communication coach named by Yahoo Finance as one of the top 10 communication coaches to follow in 2021. She was a co host of Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi's first ever virtual World Summit and has spoken, performed, and been interviewed on thousands of live and virtual stages, including Dean Graziosi's podcast, The Dean Graziosi Show. Her first published book, Becoming a Master Communicator, will be on bookshelves January 25, 2022, and is available now for pre order. Renee helps people create genuine connections in their life and business by balancing new school technology with old school simplicity. She also uses her well rounded experience of communicating through various mediums to train companies, organizations, schools, and universities in strengthening their communication skills. Renee can be seen as the female lead, Mary Delgado, in the film Jersey Boys, directed by Clint Eastwood. She has been featured in Peoples.com's Wants to Watch Variety and the Huffington Post, which stated the Broadway star was basically Tina Fey's celebrity doppelganger is a scene stealer, sprouting spheres and put down with an aplomb. Jersey Boys pops whenever she's on screen. Um, Rennie wrote and performed her solo show I Am Me because of three to sold out venue because of three and to sold out venues in NYC and LA and received rave reviews. Her Broadway credits include Pretty Woman, the musical, dance captain, assistant to choreographer ensemble, West Side Story as Rosalia, Jersey Boys, Mary Delgado, Chaplin, and Wonderland Ensemble. She has toured North America with Cats, Disney's High School Musical, and Jersey Boys. Her television credits include Regina on Fox, Weird's Loners, and Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. As a coach, keynote speaker, and longtime performer, Renee has inspired people worldwide with her energy, relatability, and authentic spirit. Welcome, Renee.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
Well, we are very excited to have you. We have lots of questions to ask, but we are very, very happy that you have spared some precious time to connect with us. So, my first question to you is that even though technology keeps us more virtually connected with others, how do you believe it is at the same time keeping us more disconnected from others?
Well, I'm sure you can all see that as a society, we are all walking around with our heads down in our smartphones. We have our computers on hand to open it up and write an email at any moment. And although this is such a gift, technology is such a gift. Like you and I get to be together right now when we're in different parts of the world. Yet we're losing what I call that old school simplicity, that really simple and personal connection that we had much more evidently before digital technology. And the purpose of my book, the premise of my book is to help us to balance these two worlds because technology isn't going anywhere, right? It's only going to get more and more advanced. So if we don't start to learn how to utilize it in a really positive way, then soon we're going to be the puppets with technology as the puppeteer. It's so easy to pick up our phones if there's not something actively going on for 5 seconds. And I believe that that is really causing problems for us in our relationships, both personal and professional. And it's really causing us to miss out on some of the most incredible moments of our lives, which are often the simple moments. Oh, I can't hear you.
This is what technology is doing to us. We are on mute and
Exactly,
we talk.
exactly. There you go. There you go. It's supposed to make it easier, yet we can't hear each other. We forget to turn off.
So yeah, it's like, those nuances of using technology. As much as we love it, it's can't live with it, can't live without it.
Yes.
But yeah, that's very nicely put together, and I agree to it 100%. That personal touch, which was so, I would say, important. Even during my growing years, I felt it. It was very important for me as a person to shape my thinking and how I felt about people. It's hugely missing in modern times, and COVID has added the impact. So totally true. So how has your background contributed to your interest in communication?
Being a professional performer for over 16 years of my life, even before that, before I was professional, I started dancing from a little girl, 5 years old. So I always just loved expressing myself in that way, connecting with individuals from the audience. And for me, one of the most incredible parts of being an actor was walking out of the stage door and connecting with the fans, signing their playbills, saying hello, making small conversation. I mean, to me, that lit up my heart just as much as being on stage and having to embody a character and share a story through that character. So naturally, I never really started thinking of myself as a master communicator, if you will, before I became a communication coach. But I definitely had a moment where I sat back and said, wow, I've actually always been obsessed with communication. First of all, because I grew up in an Italian American family where you could often find us sitting around the kitchen table, eating, of course, talking, laughing, connecting, but nonetheless communicating. And from there, I really think that's what kind of shaped me into wanting to become a performer, because I just loved that connection. I crave it. And I always was interested in how people communicated and why they communicated in the way they did. So once I decided to become a communication coach, I said, wow, I think I have a really interesting perspective as a coach because of being a performer for so many years and connecting on such a grand medium.
Yes, absolutely. I think, the way you are so enriched in your experience with communication and your talent as an actress and performer, I can definitely see the connection. So, well, kudos. And I'm like, I was, even when I was reading the intro, it's like very star-studded, very, very great. So, well, very
Thanks.
amazing to know you. So my next question to you is, seizing opportunities is a big theme in your book. Can you tell us how you have used communication to seize opportunity in your life?
Yeah. One of the most incredible experiences of my life, it was such a gift, was playing the lead female role in the film Jersey Boys, directed by the legend himself, Clint Eastwood. And the truth is, many people don't know that that role originally wasn't mine to have. So I was playing the role. I'll give you the abridged version, but basically the highlights are I was playing the role on Broadway, and Clint Eastwood came to see the show. So he saw me perform the role, and then they started calling people in from our cast to audition for the film. And they put out a breakdown for the role of Mary Delgado, which was the role I was playing. And a breakdown basically is just a description of the type of person they're looking for. So it was sassy Jersey girl, feisty first wife of Frankie Valli. It was basically me. I was playing that role currently on Broadway. So when I put in a call to my agent to get an appointment for the role, the casting department wouldn't give me an appointment. And I was like baffled because every girl I knew on Broadway was getting an audition but me. And it was hysterical because I was like, wait a minute. I'm literally playing her at the highest level I could be, yet they're not giving me an appointment. So I had to throw my hands up and just say, okay, Renée, you're still going to go in and audition for one of the smaller roles. So the day of the audition, as I was sitting there with the casting director, he said to me, Renée, would you like to sing the song first or read the scene for the audition that I was doing, which was for one of the angels who sings My Boyfriend's Back? And at that moment, I literally heard this quiet voice within just say to me, Renée, you have to do this. It feels too right. And before I knew it, I was speaking up to the casting director and I said, you know, Jeff, I was really hoping to come in and read for the role of Mary Delgado. And I was like, well, I just put it out there. And he looked back at me and he goes, I was just thinking the same thing. And I was like, amazing. So I got to audition that day and I left there that day feeling just so completely grateful, not because I thought I was going to book the role, but because I created an opportunity for myself by being confident and speaking up honestly. Few weeks go by. I get a call from my agent saying, you're Mary Delgado in the movie. Clint Eastwood loves you. And I was like, what? Like screamed. It was like the most surreal moment. And when I started filming the movie, every day on set, I would eat lunch with Clint Eastwood. And I would pick his brain and ask him a million questions. And one particular day, we were sitting eating lunch with one of the producers of the film. And they were talking about how Clint knew he wanted me for the role when he saw me on Broadway. And I said to both of them, do you want to hear a funny story? I actually didn't even have an audition for Mary. The only reason I got to audition is because I opened up my big mouth in the room. And the two of them were like, what do you mean? We requested you. We requested the girl from the Broadway show come in and audition. Well, come to find out that day, there was a casting associate who was just casting a few films at once and dropped the ball on calling me into audition. And I love this story so much. And I share it as much as I possibly can because it's such a testament to the importance of not only having the confidence to speak up for yourself, but also for being so in tune with yourself and having such strong communication with yourself that you can hear that quiet voice of your gut instincts speaking up when it is trying to tell you something. Oh, you're on mute again.
That's a wonderful story. Thanks for sharing.
Of
I
course.
recently had a puppy in my home and I don't want his background noise. So sometimes I go on mute, but thank you. Uh, so this is so inspiring. I just, I have known you through our common group of writers and authors, and I never knew this story. This is so amazing. I really I feel so privileged to know this.
I'm so
And
honestly, I'm so honored to be able to share it because people think, oh, you're an overnight success, right? We hear this all the time, especially in the business of acting and performing. It's no joke. It is a tough business. It's often based on your type and how you look and what you fit into and maybe who you know. So for me, it was always so important to know that I worked so hard for everything that I achieved. And this particular situation is even more so because I could have easily let fear hold me back and not speak up. And I could have missed my once in a lifetime opportunity and walked through my life, never knowing Clint Eastwood was waiting for me to walk through that door. Right. And I just think it's so important for me to
that's
share this story,
amazing.
and how often all of us think about situations in your own life when you wanted to speak up, you wanted to get that promotion at work, you knew that you were the right person, but fear held you back, so then you didn't step forward and you wanted to kick yourself because you didn't say what you wanted to say.
I agree 100%. See, I wrote a book, Why She Must Lead, and in my book, I have highlighted how women live with so many doubts about themselves. And one of the main problem is that they will only approach a situation if they are 100% confident,
Yes.
and they miss out on so many opportunities. So your example is definitely, trying to highlight my thinking more that women need to communicate better. They need to open those avenues which are out there for them. So
Yes.
that's,
Sure.
it was so parallel with the theme of my book as well. So thank you for sharing that.
Of course.
So wonderful. Well, I just, wanted to thank Rainier Avenue Radio World for giving me an opportunity to have you here today. I do have a few more questions, but, wanted to just thank to them, and also make sure that we are also trying to take a little break here and there as
Yes.
we proceed. Okay, so my next question to you is, can learning to speak up be learned? Is it a skill which can be taught, even if you're someone who is naturally like introvert?
Absolutely. 1000%. And the belief that if you're an introvert and if you're not comfortable speaking up, the belief that then you just can't do it is actually what holds you back. You just said something that is so powerful and that I believe as well, that especially as women, we can be so hard on ourselves. Trust me, I lived most of my life as a perfectionist. I still struggle with it. I like to say I'm a reformed perfectionist now, but I really see my fellow women, men too, but primarily women, who are so hard on ourselves. We think we have to do it all and we have to do it all perfectly, and if it's not perfect then we can't do it. And what I teach in my coaching to my clients and in the book is that it's about taking imperfect action. It's about training yourself to take that step forward before you believe you're ready. We often think that confidence needs to be had before you take action. But the truth is, you develop the confidence by doing that thing, even when you're afraid. And the more you do it and the more you train yourself to do it, all of a sudden you develop these golden nuggets of confidence that create an armor of self belief. And before you know it, you look back and you're like, wow, look how much I've achieved by just going for it. Even though I didn't know exactly what was the next step, I even did it with the fear.
Absolutely. Yeah. You will never know. You will never know unless you have unleashed that power of opening up, sharing, and it's almost like you need to let universe know what you want to get it. You can't just work in isolation. So that's so powerful. Thank you. So out of all the communication principles you teach in the book, if you could give only one today, what would that be?
It would be to get in communication with yourself first and foremost. The communication we have within ourselves sets the tone for all of our exterior communication in our relationships. So a little practice I like to share is very, very simple. When you wake up in the morning, before you connect with anyone else, before you pick up your cell phone and start scrolling on social media, set your alarm for about 5 to 10 minutes and simply ask yourself this question: how am I feeling? Take out a pen and a piece of paper. If you have a journal, take the journal out and start to write about that. How am I feeling? And it seems like, oh, what is that going to do? That's not a big deal. But trust me, what happens is you start to unlock all of the things in your subconscious mind that we don't think about on a daily basis, that's kind of stored in there. And it pulls those subconscious thoughts into your conscious mind through your hand and onto the page. And it's almost like this release, this mental dump that allows you to kind of set the space to walk throughout your day feeling more grounded, feeling lighter. And because you've gotten in communication with yourself, you can hold up that journal page almost as a spiritual mirror to look back and say, wow, I didn't realize that's how I was feeling. I didn't think I was still upset about that thing, but I guess I am, right? And it allows you to tune into your innermost self, and that allows you to communicate stronger throughout your day with others.
Absolutely. And nowadays we live so many different, we wear so many hats, and in one day we live so many different roles. So having that kind of level of understanding about how to communicate with everybody and how to uh, perform each role, it's actually, like we say, the world is a stage. It's so true. We have so many roles, and it's just getting complex every day.
Yes.
So
And
I
I think something I think really important for all the listeners to know and to understand is that the most honest communication comes from you being your most authentic self. And you can't be your most authentic self if you don't know who that person is. As you said, it's so easy, again, with technology in this day and age of social media, highlight reels, filters on our pictures, right? Only showing our best moments. We forget to tap into that real part of ourselves that when we get quiet, we get still, we can hear that quiet voice of our soul telling us what we really want, what we need to work on. If we don't put that time aside for ourselves, it can be so easy to get wrapped up in the world of social media, in the world of digital devices that move so fast. So really getting in communication with yourself is the greatest gift you can give to yourself. And I suggest doing the same thing before bed. Before you put your head on that pillow, ask yourself, how am I feeling? Release everything that happened throughout the day. Put it on the page, let it go, and have a good night's sleep, right? And then get up the next day to do it all again. And the more you practice this, trust me, the more you're going to feel like you have a better handle on who you are and what you want. So then when you show up in your exterior relationships at work, in the workplace, on a virtual call, in a virtual meeting, you're much more genuine and authentic, which only allows for stronger relationships and connections.
absolutely. And like our coach, Christine Gale, also says, done is better than perfect. You gotta you
Yeah,
gotta just go out there and do it.
for
Ask for
sure.
it, speak up.
For
Yeah, it's
sure.
we just can't be just we can't discount everything to perfect and just not do it. So yeah, that's amazing that you shared that nugget with us, and I recommend all our listeners to definitely check your book out. By the way, congratulations on being the
Thank you.
bestseller recently. I just saw the news. That's amazing. Do you want to
Thank
tell a
you.
little bit about that?
Yes, I would love to. So the book is now available to pre-order, and when you pre-order the book, it's really exciting. I created two really incredible bonuses that you get for free just for pre-ordering the book. And the first bonus is 21 ways to use communication to increase business opportunities. And the second one is an introspective video journaling tool that is actually from the book. It's super powerful and it's great. Once you pre-order the book, you put in your name, address, and then you'll get those bonuses to your inbox. So all you have to do is go to becomingamastercommunicator.com. When you go to the landing page, you'll see I have a video up there. All of my incredible endorsements. The book's been endorsed by some wonderful people. Clint Eastwood is on the cover with me. We have Dean Graziosi, Chaz Palminteri, Russell Brunson, Dominique Murphy, so many more. I mean, unbelievable individuals who I'm so honored to have on my book with me. But once you go to that landing page, you can read all about the book, watch the video, and then pre-order the book. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, that's
Oh my God, and you look gorgeous.
oh,
I this is one of the most beautiful covers I've seen.
oh, thank you so much. I appreciate
It's yeah, I mean you really went all the way with this. This looks so gorgeous, and
it so
yeah,
much.
with Clint Eastwood endorsement right there. Congratulations. That's a
Thank
big.
Thank you. Thank you. I know. I still can't believe it. I'm like, I just sent him, a book signed it and he received it. I got word that he received it. So it's definitely such a great honor for me. And one of the chapters is all about the story that I shared with you, how I booked the Jersey Boys film. And it is, I think it's just inspiring for anyone who's feeling held back by their own doubts, their own fears, their own insecurities, to read that chapter and just understand what is on the other side of your fear. And when I spoke up in the room, everyone, just so you know, I wasn't without fear, right? Like my stomach was turning, my mouth was dry, my heart was racing, but I did it. And by doing it, I opened up a world of opportunity for myself. So I hope that for all of you as well.
That's so amazing. I wish you all the best. Good luck,
Thank
even for
you.
your, the paperback and hardcover launch coming up. So, congratulations, and I'm waiting for my copy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, please do pre-order Renee's book, and available on Amazon and Barnes and Nobles, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Uh, Great, awesome. Well, it was amazing to talk to you. I feel very privileged to have you at the show because all the skills you have spoken to are so true and can be applied in different walks of life. Even children and people who are trying to do their routine work, daily life. Communication is the essence to survival in the modern world. So yeah, I think it's a very, very relevant and important topics. And thanks for throwing the light and sharing the nuggets. And I wish you good luck.
Thank you so
Um,
much. Thank you for having me. It really means the world to me.
Absolutely. Thank you. And thank you, Rainier Avenue Radio World, for the opportunity to bring the show when you meet a leader. Till next, thank you, take care, and stay safe. Bye.